today. Not today. Not here. Not here. Not this community. And it's a shame. You were obviously here for the first, right?
Yeah.
Well, I missed it by a few minutes because I was on McCandlish. And
to this area. Chief Rennie says there's a lot of witnesses that were there in the church since it was an active service at the time, so they have a lot of statements to go through right now. They're currently being staged in a secure area and having reunification staged right now too as well. So right now, of course, still a lot of questions that we're still working to get answered. Obviously, though, again, very tragic situation unfolding here in Grand Blanc Township. Police are expected to give a second update tonight at 5 o'clock. Anyone that's at home right now and may have family members as well that they're trying to get in touch with, Chief Rennie says can contact the Grand Blanc Township Police Department. For now, reporting in Grand Blanc Township, Zane Omer, back to you.
All right, thank you, Zane, and stay with us for continuing coverage on our live streams on WNEM.com and the TV5 mobile app. If you head to our website or our apps right now, we will be streaming the police press conference in its entirety. As Zane said, police will hold another press conference at 5 tonight. We'll send it back to the game.
Now, back to your regularly scheduled program.
Have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Grand Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. So where we go from here is we have investigators. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We had the FBI, you know, they're devoting 100 agents to this area because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information statements that we have to obtain. So I'd like to thank all the agencies who responded, the City of Grand Blanc, Genesee County, Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Flint Township Police Department, the DNR, the State Police, and ATF. I will provide additional information for you at 5 p.m., but I am willing to take any questions that you have that I could possibly answer right now.
Chief, can you talk about the kind of the progress of events? Did the suspect set the fire, then get back inside of his vehicle and then ran the front door, or did it all happen at the same time?
So from what I understand, and again, this is just a preliminary investigation right now, from what I have been briefed on, is that he rammed the vehicle through the front door, exited, then started firing shots. We are still trying to determine exactly when and where that fire ended up coming from and how it got started. So we believe it was deliberately set, though, by the suspect.
Were they in an active service when this happened?
Yes, the service was active. There was hundreds of people within the church.
Are you sure it's only one suspect at this point, or is it possible other people helped setting the fire, what have you?
Yes, it is one suspect that we know of at this point. We do not believe that there's a threat to the public. We believe that we have the guy who did this. Sir.
Could you comment at all on the severity of the injuries at this time?
We have a couple in critical condition. Like I said, one is deceased. The rest of them are in stable condition.
A couple, maybe three or two, I'm sorry?
One deceased. The suspect is deceased as well. And then multiple victims are in critical condition. We do believe that we will find some additional victims once we find the area where the fire was.
Any word on the weapon yet?
An assault rifle.
So, any, as far as ammunition, did he have a lot of ammunition?
That I don't know of yet, and I could get you later.
Okay.
Hi, Bill.
Hi.
Was the suspect known to authorities, and did he have any connection to anyone who was in that church?
Right now, we don't have any of that information, but I'm confident that our investigators, along with the FBI, we're going to end up uncovering all that information and provide that at a later time for you.
Chief, to clarify, you said there may be additional victims like inside the church, or?
Yes, where the fire was. So, and the reason why we can't confirm that just yet is because it was a large fire, and we do believe that there was people up there that were near that fire, and they were unable to get out of the church. So we do believe that we will find additional victims once we're able to search that, once there's no signs of a fire reigniting.
So do you believe then that the victims that are still there, they succumbed to fire injuries or gunshots, or you're not sure yet?
That I'm not sure, but I could provide all that information hopefully at 5 p.m.
Shots were fired.
Shots were fired,
Sorry,
yes.
you had no idea how many though at this point.
No idea how many at this time.
Can you
Sure.
describe the church? Is there like a worship area and then like a gathering space or something like that? I mean, can you...
That I have not been in, so I can't tell you the layout.
Chief, can you kind of describe the process of how things change for tactical response when there's an active fire? Every training I've seen, it's always been a building that has not been on fire. So how do you then deal with an active shooter when you have that situation happening as well?
Well, we are here at Grand Blanc Township, and there's a lot of agencies within the state of Michigan. We are specifically trained to go right to the threat in an active shooter situation. And I'm proud of my guys and the DNR who responded to this scene, who immediately took that suspect out, so there was no additional victims. So it was a great job by our staff. Okay.
So it was a law enforcement officer that neutralized the suspect?
Yes, there was 2 law enforcement officers involved. I will be back here at 5 p.m. to give you additional information and hopefully answer some of the questions that you guys went over here today. So, okay. Supervisor Bennett?
Hello, Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor. Scott, C-O-T-T, Bennett, B-E-N-N-E-T-T. First, let me say we are heartbroken. This kind of violence doesn't happen in our community, and we are heartbroken that it came to Grand Blanc Township. And we're going to do everything we can to support the families, the victims, and our community getting through this situation. And it's something that no community ever wants to have. And we're going to do our best to do everything we can. We appreciate the outpouring of support from our elected leaders from both national and state in offering their assistance, and we probably will take them up on their offers. So we appreciate that very much, and we appreciate the community reaching out to us also. So the details are yet to come, as Chief Rennie has said, and we'll wait for a little bit later today when we have the rest of the situation assessed. But it may take a little while to do that. But thank you for all the support, and I'm sure that the families and the victims are going to need that. It's a tragedy that nobody wants to encounter. Thank you.
Chief, before you step out, can you go over the process for family members, where you want them to go, who they should call to get more information and communication?
Yeah, so those family members, they are in a secure area right now. They have been taken over to Trillium, so that's where the FBI will interview them and then release them from there. So.
I mean, in terms of anybody who might be at home who is not there, who wants to check in to see if their loved one is okay, is there a number or a place that you want them to go?
Yes, you could call the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, 810-424-2611. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
And we apologize for those interruptions on our live stream, but we do want to encourage folks to continue to stay connected with TV5 on the TV5 News app, but also on WNEM.com. You can see that we continue to have that active shooter situation in Grand Blanc live here on our homepage, so make sure you connect. Again, I know some of you have been saying in the comments, what church was this? So this was the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township. The incident did happen around 10:20 11:25 a.m. That's when that was beginning. There was a 40-year-old suspect from Burton. And then there continued to be the shooting and fire response within many agencies throughout Genesee County did start to arrive on the scene. We will be getting another update from first responders at around 5 o'clock. So we are going to continue with our TV5 crews across mid-Michigan to get an update on what they can gather. So we have crews that are working for you throughout that area. And again, we're going to have another update at 5 o'clock. Plus around 6:30 p.m., we are going to have another update on our live stream. So you can check that out here at WNEM.com. You can also catch that on Facebook and potentially YouTube. We'll see if we can get those live streams going to our social platforms. But you can also connect on Roku, Fire Stick if you'll be streaming on those, and will also be available on Apple TV and Android TVs. So if you would like to continue to gather more information, go to WNEM.com or the TV5 News app. We'll be sending digital updates throughout the day.